one of my purposes for writing the book was to finally point the finger away from me and point it and give credit where I felt like credit was due. And all the titles we would come up with kind of bragged on me and made it sound like Scott's Miracle or Scott's this or Scott's that. And I just wasn't comfortable, didn't have a peace about that at all. And one night Linda said, well, what about the letter your dad wrote on the day that you came home from the hospital? And I didn't remember much about it, and I don't know if I ever actually read the letter. And Linda said, shame on you. And the next day in the office, she put it on my desktop, and then she left the house to run some errands for a while. Well, she called back in about an hour, and I was sobbing. I had read my dad's letter, and again, it was the day that I came home from the hospital. And Daddy, on the first 2 pages, talks about the last time he saw me before I broke my neck. He'd come in from a business meeting, and I was in the back getting ready to go water skiing. And he said, I yelled at him, Dad, come tell me about your trip. And he said, no, son, I'm too busy. And I evidently called again, Dad, come tell me about your trip. I said, no, I've got a lot of mail to answer. When I read that, I just lost it. Because all of a sudden I realized, even 30-something years after the fact, how Dad was grieving, not just as a father, but as a friend and someone who loved me. So Linda called, I just read it, I'm boo-hooing, and she said, are you sure you're okay? Are you sure you're okay? And I said, I've never been better. And I reminded her again, I said, as I read this, it just reminds me of how my friends and my family and God has been so faithful to me in spite of me, in spite of all my faults, because everybody knows me pretty well. And I said, it's humbling me and it's breaking me. And I said, I've never been better. And I said, you know, I'm always best when I'm broken and when I'm humble. And she said, there's your title. I said, where's my title? And she said, that what you just said is your title. And I said, what did I just say? And she said, you are best when broken. I thought, that's perfect. She had a peace about it, and everybody we ran it by had a peace about it. And that communicated what I was trying to communicate.